Hi, this is John Burek with PC Mag. I'm here today with Lenovo, and we're looking at some new ThinkPads. So we've seen many ThinkPads through the years, T series, X series, and what we have here is a variation of the ThinkPad X13 13-inch laptop. It's the X13s Gen 1. So why Gen 1 on this machine? So it turns out that this machine is actually based on a Qualcomm Snapdragon processor. Specifically, it's the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8CX Gen 3. Now, we've seen Snapdragon chips in Windows on ARM-based systems before, but Lenovo has adopted it here for the first time because it believes that the Gen 3 version of the 8CX is finally at a performance level that makes it adequate for the kind of users that would want an X series ThinkPad. So why would you go with a Qualcomm-based machine when Wintel versions exist? Well, with the X13s Gen 1, Lenovo's claiming 28 hours of battery life with video playback. Now, that may not be one-to-one sort of what you would get in productivity use or in certain other usage cases, but if you do that kind of testing on other laptops, you'll generally never get anything close to 28 hours, so you have a big battery life story to be told here. The other aspect of this machine that sets it apart from the pack is that it also supports 5G, and specifically 5G mmWave. So if you're looking to use this in a roving, need internet anywhere kind of situation, whether that's in airports or in a cab or wherever you need to be online at any given time, this is the kind of machine that a traveling executive would really be down with. So as a pure laptop, as hardware, this is as attractive as any of Lenovo's ThinkPad X series machines. We've got a 13mm height, very thin, easy to tuck under your arm or to slip into a briefcase or even just a laptop sleeve. Decent connectivity. If you go around the edges here, we've got two USB-C ports on the left side, and on the other side, we've got a audio jack and a notch for a security cable. The keyboard itself is very much up to ThinkPad standards, got a nice clickability and travel. Spacing is good left to right, so very comfortable typing on this. And then you've also got the inimitable track point, the little rubber eraser nub for navigation. Some folks prefer that, as well as the dedicated 3 keys underneath the keyboard here to use with the track point. Of course, you could also use the trackpad as a conventional trackpad and click on that as well. So of course, the elephant in the room with any Qualcomm-based system is it's running on Windows 11 on ARM. The app compatibility for Windows 11 on ARM has been a slow, sort of steady build. You now can do Microsoft Office natively on there, and for a lot of users, that'll be all they really need. And this machine with a 8CX Gen 3 processor in it might be adequate in terms of performance for everyday tasks. Lenovo's claiming pretty significant increases over Gen 2, and for something like Office or web browsing or simple email, you'll probably be just fine with that sort of performance. On top of performance, there's a whole bunch of connectivity aspects to this machine that really will appeal to the kind of users that's going to be using it on the road, in airports, or in sort of just odd locations where there may not be internet access otherwise. You got a 5-megapixel camera up here, which would be perfect for your Zoom calls and for your sort of marathon meeting sessions. I mean, and apart from the performance of the machine, there's another aspect, the 5G mmWave that we were talking about. Now, Lenovo's claiming that in their own internal lab testing that they've gotten up to 1 gig throughput on this machine. Now, that may or may not hold up when it is taken out into the wild. But for someone who is using this in an airport or again in a odd location where your only internet access is going to be over the 5G network, that's a pretty significant claim. Now, the machine itself is a pleasure to hold. It's about 2.4 pounds, and the body is made of magnesium alloy. And Lenovo's proud to point out that this is 90% recycled mag alloy, so there's a green aspect to this machine as well. Now, we mentioned before in this camera bump up here, we have a 5-megapixel camera, which is going to be great for your Zoom calling and your meeting marathons. But also up here, we have another circle that you see over here, which is for Qualcomm's presence detection. And the reason that this has a separate sensor up here is that it detects when you're away from the machine and turns it off, so thereby saving battery life. In addition to that, you also have Windows Hello for face logons and also a fingerprint reader in the keyboard deck. So a lot of biometric and battery life-saving conveniences on this machine, which will help to augment the already long battery life that Lenovo's claiming for it. So you might be wondering how you can integrate this into an IT environment, right? This is a ThinkPad. Typically, ThinkPads are known for their manageability and sort of IT-friendly aspects. This machine supports all of the same Lenovo security and management tools that a typical ThinkPad could use. So if you have a traveling executive who really needs something that, before all else, is able to be connected anywhere and has extremely long battery life and will support them leaving their charger at home and you not having to FedEx them a spare one on the road somewhere, this could be the machine for them. So this machine is coming in April. Again, it's the Lenovo ThinkPad 13s Gen 1, and starting price is estimated to be around $999. So this Qualcomm-based machine is actually pretty exciting for us to check out in PC Labs. We've done some testing on Qualcomm versus Wintel machines before, and this will be a new gen machine that we are very much looking forward to putting through its paces. So check it out when we have a full review, which should be in the coming months. Thanks very much for watching, and take care.